cannot stand politicians because they don't know how to answer questions. And it's not because they don't know how to answer questions. It's because they refuse to. And they always want to move the goalpost and sidestep what you're asking them in order to not answer directly, because if they answer your question, you're probably right. And they don't want to acknowledge something good that is done on something on a side that is opposed to them. And that's exactly what you're going to witness here with the Representative Hakeem Jeffries. He's talking to CNBC, and it's just, why can't you just answer the question? You might even have some valid points, my man, but you just refuse to answer a question directly. But before we get into that, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to Resist the Mainstream, because it ensures YouTube that you're enjoying these videos, and in turn, they will continually show up in your feed and they'll push it out to more people. I'm Titus. Let's get into this video.
Right now, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, there is so much to talk to you about this morning, about everything that's going on in Washington, about the BLS, the Fed. We could talk about NVIDIA, Democratic Party, but I want to start with this. And by the way, mea culpa on me too, but I'm curious where you land. For the last several months, the Democratic Party, for the most part, has been publicly suggesting that because of these tariffs, that the economy was going to falter, that there was going to be a massive recession. And for whatever reason, that has not happened. And I'm curious why you think that hasn't happened, and whether you think it was a mistake to be as critical as you have been.
Well, good morning. Great to be with you. Donald Trump promised on day one that costs were going to go down. Costs haven't gone down. They've gone up. What we have seen, in fact, is job creation go down almost to record low levels. And so there is reason to believe that the economy is not moving in the right direction. The erratic tariff policies have created a great deal of uncertainty in the business environment, and uncertainty, of course, doesn't allow for the type of explosive economic growth that we will all like to see here in the United States of America. I think there's no real basis to conclude that Donald Trump has been successful, particularly as it relates to the core issue of driving down the high cost of living in the United States of America, which is too high, which was his fundamental promise to the American people. Costs aren't going down, they're going up.
You know what's crazy about that? He didn't answer the question. He didn't say, are the costs going down? Are they going up? And here's the thing, you could have said everything that you said if you would have originally or initially just answered the question. Yeah, we may have overblown the fact that there was going to be a recession. Maybe we did take a drastic stance on the direction that our economy was going to go. But like, you know, with that being said, I think the costs have been going up, and I don't think that these decisions with tariffs are going to actually be, you know, conducive to a fruitful economy, society, whatever, like the cost of living, all that stuff. You could have said that initially by stating that we were dramatic about it, but these politicians just can't be honest about anything. And if we're being real, the inflation is going up at a much slower rate than it did under Biden. And it's like, yes, obviously, inflation going up at all is not something that we're very excited about or want or praising. There's a distinction between each administration and the level of inflation. I mean, you can actually factor in that it was right after COVID and like the Ukraine war and all that stuff. I'm just saying, there's reasons for why, whatever, but I'm just saying, why can you not acknowledge that you might have been a little dramatic about it? No, it refused to, and immediately attacks the administration and says why they're not good, why it's not fruitful, why everything's bad. And if you genuinely think that, that's fine. Answer the question, my good man. Answer the question, my good man. Anyways, I just can't when politicians do this.
As to the American people, costs aren't going down, they're going up.
But are you surprised? I'm just asking, just as a person, are you surprised that the tariffs haven't had a bigger impact on prices, for example?
That was him saying, answer my question. Are you surprised by it or not?
I think it remains to be seen where this is headed. I'm deeply concerned that the tariffs are going to exacerbate the inflationary challenges that we already have in the United States of America, the affordability issues that we have in the United States of America, particularly as it relates to consumer goods and consumer goods that are going to be important to the American people as folks prepare to send their children back to school.
You notice how you still didn't quite answer the question, my man. You still didn't quite. Are you surprised? Not as dramatic as you guys are saying. Are you surprised we're not in a recession? He's not saying are there issues. Are you surprised there's no issues whatsoever? Are you surprised that things aren't perfect as stated, or the golden age of America? There's other things you can say to counter even while answering the question, but he refuses to. That I can't trust somebody like that. That's ugh.
Mr. Speaker, I don't know about deflation and costs coming down. All I can tell you is that the inflation rate itself was 2.7% in the most recent read year over year, versus it got to a high of 9% under Biden. Stocks are at record highs. Unemployment is 4.2%. That's full employment. The GDP was 3%. The border is actually secure. We've got trade deals with EU, Japan, many more in the works, and trillions of dollars of foreign investment coming here. Iran's nuclear ambitions have been set back indefinitely. And I just wrote down a few things. So I just have to ask you, where is the calamity that you're talking about? And it almost seems like for Democrats, socialism is the answer to these problems. Or, I don't know, an end of democracy or something? We just don't get it.
Yeah, we definitely, it's just stated by many Democrats that socialism is the way to go for them. Which is weird, but I feel like even with socialism, it'd be rules for thee, not for me. You know, I feel like they're like, y'all can share amongst each other your belongings, but nah, I'm gonna keep what's mine. I just, that's a personal feeling. I don't know what would actually happen, but I don't think that they'd play along. Like, I think it's just like, y'all do that. Constituents, y'all do that. Y'all share each other's livelihoods and wealth and goods, all that stuff. I'm just saying. Anyways, the socialism thing, I don't even think that they believe what they're saying. I think they just know it'll never happen, so they promote this utopia-esque type reality that's not possible, because we're all flawed human beings with selfish desires and are going to screw each other over in something like that. Which is why capitalism is probably the best way to go. You can create something, provide value to other people, and make money off of it.
Well, actually, I'll tell you what we stand for, Joe. It's pretty clear. As Democrats, we believe in a strong floor and no ceiling. In America, you work hard, you play by the rules, you should be able to live the good life. And there should be no ceiling on your success, on your capacity to do anything in the United States of America. That's the great promise of this country. At the same period of time, there should be a strong floor. Today is the 90th anniversary of Social Security. It was born 90 years ago today. What we've seen from this administration is an attack on Social Security, an attack on Medicare, an attack on the Affordable Care Act, ripping Medicaid away from millions of Americans. That actually is the type of strong floor that we should also have in this country. You pass one big ugly bill that's now law on a partisan basis that represents the largest attack on health care in American history. Hospitals will close, nursing homes will shut down, community-based health clinics will be unable to operate. People all across the country are going to experience increased premiums, co-pays, and prescription drug prices. That's a problem for everyday Americans. I'm not talking about people who are already wealthy and well-off and well-connected. I'm talking about the everyday Americans that I represent in Brooklyn and that we're fighting hard for. In fact, those same Americans, food is being ripped out of the mouths of hungry children, veterans, and seniors, with the largest attack on nutritional assistance in American history. I find that problematic in the United States of America, and millions of people do so as well.
I want to believe you, Hakeem, my brother. I want to believe you that all the things are going to happen. But, you know, you guys are known for being drastic and dramatic about things. Because this happened, this is going to happen. You know, Trump's tariff thing is going to bring us a recession. It hasn't happened. You're unwilling to acknowledge the fact that you're wrong about that. So now that you're making these dramatic, drastic claims that the big, beautiful bill that you call the big ugly bill, ooh, good, gotcha. That it's going to become, that all these things are going to come because of that. I just find it really hard to believe you. But hey, who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Probably not. It could be. Who knows? I don't know. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to comment down in the thoughts below. I want to know what you guys are thinking about Hakeem. I know you guys are a big fan of his. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace.